I couldn't believe that I was capable of such a thing. Now I'm going to tell you the story that shattered my life. I wrote this story in my diary, and now you will understand everything. So, let's go. Since I don't have a close friend with whom I can shamelessly talk about the events and feelings in my life, I relax by writing them down. My name is Buse. I am a dark-skinned 27-year-old university graduate who has been married for 2 years. As the first child of the family, I was brought up in a circle of love. I have to admit that I was a little spoiled. My mother is 54, my father is 56 years old. They are the most compatible couple you will ever see. They are two people who do everything together in life, still madly in love with each other like the first day they met. I love them very much. I have always envied their love. I always prayed for a good person to meet. Luckily, my husband Aykut is very interested in me. He is very fond of me. He never interferes with my dressing style. My travels, he trusts me very much, but he is very jealous of me. I make jokes to piss him off from time to time. I grew up with my brother Okan, who is 5 years younger than me, in a small family of 4 people. Our house in the 2-story garden was inherited from my grandfather, and though old, holds very good memories for us. I was born and raised there. It was very difficult for me to leave that house. When I left the house for the last time as a bride, I had to go to the hairdresser again because I was crying so much. Even in my university years, I couldn't bear to be separated from my family. Even though I studied in another city, I immediately came back to my family when I had the opportunity. While my friends from school were wandering around with their boyfriends during their spare time, I was focusing on my studies. Although the moans of my roommate, who was having fun with her boyfriend in the next room, might have thrown me off, I didn't go further than a few kisses with my boyfriend at the time. Because I was an attractive, well-formed girl, there were many men around me who wanted me. I had a few boyfriends, but none of them could go beyond small touches. I had given my maidenhood to the man whom I met in a friend circle, and then fell in love with my husband. After school, I started to work as an accountant in a car dealership thanks to a friend of my father. About a year later, I met my husband Aykut and got married. After my marriage, I continued to work even though my husband did not want me to work much. Aykut works in an international company dealing with foreign capital. His salary and working conditions are good. The money I earn for this is left to us. We are saving to buy a house with a detached garden. To sum up, I am satisfied and happy with the course of my life. My little brother Okan is a kind, emotional and somewhat shy young man. He has 1 or 2 friends even though he is a university student. He is quiet. My mother and father keep talking about the need for him to open up to the world more, that it would be good for him to socialize. When I was single, I tried to socialize with him by going to concerts, movies and the theater with him so that he could get over his shyness and be more active. Even though he was eager to spend the whole weekend in front of the computer in his room, I managed to convince him by showing all my monkeyness. These efforts yielded results. Okan turned into a more social person. Because of my grandmother, my mother and father go to the village to visit her once or twice a month. No matter how much my father insists that she leave with us, or with my aunts, the old goat always refuses. Maybe she doesn't want to leave her comfort and habits. Aykut was going to Ankara for the weekend for a business meeting. On Friday, I stopped by my parents after work because our homes were close. My parents were getting ready to go to the village again. My mother wanted me to take care of my brother while they were away. When Aykut came in the evening, we all had dinner together. He said that if Okan didn't have any plans that he should stay with me for the weekend so that both he and I wouldn't be alone. Okan didn't seem like a volunteer at first. Maybe you've found a girlfriend and you want to spend time with her. I teased him. Okan threw a pillow at my head and said,
"May my sister stay with me?"
I missed my old room, so I got approval from Aykut and said, "Okay, I'll stay here." While my parents went on their way, Aykut returned to our house. Since his plane was early in the morning, we had said goodbye there that night. Okan and I went to our rooms and slept like in the old days. I did housework during the day. Thanks to Okan, I cleaned the house as he helped me a lot. In the afternoon, while I was drinking my coffee at the kitchen table, Okan came and massaged my shoulders. I felt like I was being held all over the massage. Was that good?
Sister, if you are not very tired, there is a place where we hang out with our friends in the evening. Let's go there and have some fun and dance. The bill is on me,
He said. My husband Aykut did not like dancing. He did not like discos or clubs. He always made excuses not to go to the hotel disco, even on our honeymoon. This would be a welcome change for me. I had not danced in a long time. When I saw Okan's excitement, I felt happy. I need to take a shower first. I'll let my husband know so he doesn't get cranky. I'll tell him we're going to the cafe, so don't make me a liar, I said. Okan insisted that I use the shower first. I was a little suspicious because it was an extreme insistence. He had had voyeurism since he was little. I think it was 5 years ago. I caught him watching me through the keyhole while I was taking a bath. I kicked his ass. While I was waiting for the bath water to heat up, I shook my bust in the mirror. Aykut likes it very much. While I was looking for hair on my legs, the dark shadow under the door caught my attention. The bathroom door key was missing. I walked to the door as if I was going to open it. The silhouette at the bottom disappeared. Although he tried to be quiet, I heard footsteps on the carpet. He was peeking at me. Would a person look at his own sister? He must have seen everything. For some reason, I didn't fall for it. I wouldn't be angry tonight. I would warn him in a suitable language tomorrow. A hot bath felt good. I hugged my bathrobe and tied a towel in my hair. I went to my room and checked what I could wear tonight in my old closet. I had a few skirts, blouses, and a black mini dress with straps that I wore when I was a young girl. I wondered if the dress would fit me. I took off my bathrobe and put on the dress. The waist fit perfectly, but the bodice was tight. I couldn't wear a bra. Was this dress that short? While I was thinking, I did my makeup and hair thinking that it would be okay. I put my thin jacket on and I was ready. Okan was also dressed in black. He whistled when he saw me. We took a taxi to the club. Sitting side by side on the back seat, I noticed Okan looking at my legs, but I ignored it. It wouldn't have touched the ground if you threw a needle at such places on Saturday. His friends had gone before us and sat at a table. They were 2 couples. He introduced me to his friends and their girlfriends respectively. Since Okan did not have a girlfriend, my poor brother had brought me with him. After 2 hours of dancing and singing songs, we had drank 4 bottles of beer and a few had shot tequila. I had a high head. We were having fun accompanying the songs. When the slow music played, the spouses all got up to dance. As Okan brought me closer to him due to the crowd on the dance floor, our bodies came very close, tightly together. I could feel it. I felt a strange feeling. He started to get hot. When the second slow song started, his friend Aykut wanted to change partners. While he was taking me, Okan continued to dance with Aykut's girlfriend. When Aykut's hand slowly descended towards me, I was frightened at first but did not react. When he was encouraged by this, he began to caress. We were 2 couples dancing side by side. Okan looked at his friend's hand on me. So that there was no argument, I took Okan back by wanting to change partners. It was obvious from his eyes that he was going to make a scene. I pulled him to me and made him pay attention to me. His breathing became rapid. I could feel the throbbing. I stumbled as I felt slightly dizzy. Okan grabbed me by the waist.
Let's go home or I'll be a murderer.
After saying goodbye to his friends, he gave Aykut a stern look. He put his arm around my shoulder and we went out together. He was very angry. I had never seen him like that before. He was shaking with anger. He was trying to send me home by taking a taxi. I grabbed his hand and made him get into the taxi with me. I turned myself towards him and hugged. He hugged me back and I calmed him down by putting my head on his shoulder. When we got home, he started getting angry with me this time. He was talking about why I let a guy stroke me. I was saying that I had intentionally done nothing, but nothing too exaggerated. I was still dizzy.
Of course, I exaggerate. I've been in love with you since I was 15. I've been collecting your pictures. Every moment I'm with you is very precious to me. Yes, it's not normal for me to feel such things towards my own sister, but you are there even in my dreams."
I was stunned by what he said. I did not expect it at all. Tears were coming from Okan's eyes. I was able to say, "Are you in love with me? What pictures?" We walked to his room with a sudden movement. He took his laptop from the coffee table. I was sitting on the bed. He turned the laptop over and gave it to me. He had kept my graduation pictures of family trips, all pictures we had taken together on his computer without deleting any of them. I was touched for a moment. I patted his back and said, "Oh dear." I hugged and kissed his neck. My anger was completely gone. There was another file in the folder where he kept the pictures. When I asked what it was, he dismissed it by saying,
"It doesn't matter."
I stubbornly said, "I'll see what's in that file," and pulled the computer into my lap. When I opened the file, I had tears in my eyes when I saw that he had pasted pictures of himself as the groom next to me in a wedding dress in wedding photos. He was really in love with me. I couldn't control my emotions. The alcohol started to show its effect too. I hugged him and started kissing his cheeks. My lovely brother, his sister's love. He hugged me tighter. Then, putting his left hand on me, he did exactly what is hard to think about, but it is true. I had to put an end to it. We had gone too far. We had to stop. We had to stop. The strangest thing was that I kept going, despite the warnings to stop. I was enjoying it so much. After a few minutes, I relaxed. It was the first time I felt so good. I had never felt anything like this with a man. He buried his head in my shoulder. We both fell asleep while I stroked his hair and stared at the ceiling. When I opened my eyes in the morning, something happened that should never have happened. Okan was lying naked next to me and I was naked too. I didn't remember anything. Alcohol suppressed my conscience. I grabbed my phone and ran to the bathroom. Aykut had called several times last night. When he gave up hope of hearing my voice, he wrote me a text telling me he loved me. God, what have I done?